Hey everybody, this is Christopher Brower here with Daily Motor, and today we're driving something a little bit special. This is the 2022 Kia Stinger GT2. I distinctly remember when this car came out in 2018 thinking, wow, a Kia mid-size sports sedan, something we had never seen before. It was revolutionary for Kia and almost started the revolution of Kia as a brand, of them turning themselves around and putting out some really cool products. So I really do like this car. This is my first time spending a couple days with one, and I'll say overall first impressions, I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm excited to take you guys out for a drive and show you what this thing is all about. I think it's really cool that Kia even made this car about 4 or 5 years ago, and overall just a really cool idea. I think it looks really great, except these little things are a little bit strange for me, but we'll gloss over that for now. Unfortunately, rumored, it's not official, but rumored 2022 is going to be the last model year for the Kia Stinger, and that makes me really sad. Not because this is the best car I've ever driven or anything like that, but just philosophy-wise, that mid-size sports sedans like this that aren't German are just dying off, and it's really sad because this is a really good car that would make a lot of people happy. It's really not mainstream or anything like that, which, you know, could be why it's allegedly going to be going away. In 2020, it got a mild facelift. Kia changed their badge and things like that, so we've got this really cool Stinger font along the back here. We've got different wheels, which I think look fantastic. Again, this one's the GT2 all-wheel drive, so we've got pretty much every option in this Stinger. Lots of room back here because, of course, it is a hatchback. So practical. Very good stuff. Lots of room back here. No spare tire, but we do have some tools and other things. Electronic hatch. Convenient because it goes up very high. There you go. Let's take a look in the back seat. Admittedly, I actually haven't sat back here yet, so these will be my first impressions. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's good. Tons of room back here. You sit low down. It's like a sporty back seat feel, if that makes sense. Pretty attractive design here on the door panels. Nice stitching. Really cool design on the seats, too. That's carried on the seats up front, too. We'll show you those in just a second. Nice armrest. Little storage compartments there. You've got kind of your own climate controls back here. I love vents like this. They're so easy to open, close, and just point exactly where you want them to go. Your choice of outlet back here, 12 volt or a USB. Other than that, not too much. Some nice Harman Kardon speaker covers here on the door panels. Black headliner. I do actually have plenty of headroom. I've got a camera on my face, and I'm not struggling at all back here. It's a pretty nice place to be. I could travel back here quite comfortably. 2 adults for sure, and I don't know about in the middle, because of course, being that this is all-wheel drive, we've got to have somewhere for the drive shaft to go. So not a lot of foot room here for your middle passenger, but 4 people, I would say, could go very comfortably in this Kia Stinger. All right, let's go ahead and hop up front. Pretty cool looking layout up here. Check out these seats. Really cool designs on there. Just black leather, nothing extravagant, but we do at least have contour stitching and whatever you want to call that design there in the middle. Aluminum style pedals as well, and Stinger branded floor mats. Lots of aluminum up here as well on your pulls, on the door panels, and continue a little bit here on the dashboard. These vents remind me, and I mentioned back there, but these remind me kind of an Audi, like an Audi A3 or an S3 or something. I do really like these designs, and around it is all wrapped in leather, so that's pretty cool too. And I don't know if you can see it, but poking through, we've got a little bit of ambient lighting in there. It just kind of highlights the outline of this panel here on the dash, and unfortunately it doesn't continue into the door panels, but we do have it in our mat pockets here. As you can see, the purple reflecting on my hand. I hope you can see that. Really attractive looking flat bottom steering wheel with our GT badge here on the bottom, Kia's new logo here in the middle, and of course our driver aids here on the sides, volume controls, things like that. We don't have a fully digital cluster in this Stinger, but that's okay. I don't mind just having a digital display in the middle and a couple analog gauges on either side. Paddle shifters on here too. Wired Apple CarPlay. This infotainment reacts nice and quick, even in its normal non-Apple CarPlay setting. I do enjoy Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis, how they have this nice relaxed home screen with, you know, just you've got the song you're listening to, temperature, and then navigation, whatever. It's just a nice calm screen that you can be on if you don't really want to look at tons of options, but I like to just sit on Apple CarPlay because it's where I feel the most comfortable. Physical controls for our climate control as well, which are nice to use. Front rear defrost, AC, everything's front and center, super easy. Heated and cooled seats down here, heated steering wheel, parking sensors. We've got parking cameras here as well, including a 360 camera. Auto stop start off button. Everything is just nicely laid out and self-explanatory. You don't really have to go searching for anything in here. Unless you want to change the color of the ambient lighting. That's buried deep in the infotainment, but it's already purple, so I don't need to go changing that. Power sunroof shade. Cool feature. Hopefully that doesn't open the entire sunroof. I might have gone one click too far. Nope, okay. Oh, nope. I knew it. I knew I went one click too far. Okay. Now, you stay back. Okay, we got it that time. All right, guys. Drive mode selector down here. Custom, Sport, Comfort, Eco, and Smart. We'll start today in Comfort mode, work our way up to Sport. Traction control off button. We've got an electronic parking brake right here. Not too bad. It's in a good spot. USB port for Apple CarPlay and another 12-volt up here as well. All right, guys. Well, with all that out of the way, why don't we take this Kia Stinger GT2 out on the Daily Motor test route and see what it's like to drive. Pretty decent feeling shifter there. Not the biggest fan of non-mechanical shifters, but I'm getting over that. I've gotten over the dial shifters, and I'm getting over shifters like this too. This one, I don't mind it at all. The way that it acts when you put it in reverse and drive, it feels like it actually goes into place, and then later on it snaps back, but overall, good feeling shifter. And everything has just dimmed here as the headlights have turned on. We're getting a little bit of rain going too. Let's turn on our automatic wipers here. Put those down into auto. This is something that's funny to even mention, but I appreciate that Kia displays that on the center display here between the gauges to confirm that your wipers are in auto. Sometimes when I'm driving these cars, I don't know if I'm in auto or not. In this car, you always know because it tells you. So under the hood of this Kia Stinger GT2, we have a 3.3-liter turbocharged V6. It's pushing 368 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. This is a 4,000-pound car, being that it is all-wheel drive. So it isn't the fastest thing in the world, but it's certainly quick, especially in a straight line, off the line, being that it's all-wheel drive. It is pretty dang quick, and it's actually quicker than I was expecting, because 368 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot, but it feels pretty quick. You're able to hustle this thing, and it feels like a proper sports sedan. Go ahead and give it a little here just in comfort mode, and then we'll switch over to sport. Fast shifting 8-speed automatic here as well. It's eager to go, man. This thing is, it's pretty quick. Not as quick as a lifted F-150 who's showing his dominance there, but... Alright, here we go. That's a cool old truck. You can feel the weight around corners, but it's not drastic. Let's try out sport mode. When you put it in sport mode, the bolsters on the seat tighten around you. That's a cool feature. I like that. Some more aggressive downshifts here. I am still just in automatic mode. And it'll hold that gear all the way up to red line there. And it'll hold the gear. Of course, sport mode's going to be more aggressive with holding gears. Wow, it's properly raining now. All right, let's try out manual mode. You don't have a way to lock it into manual mode. You just grab a paddle and voila, you're in manual mode. It does rev match your downshifts, which is nice. Quick shifts from those paddles as well. Almost instant. It does make the car a little bit louder in sport mode too, which is pretty cool. It is fun to drive. I've been having a good time. A Kia that's fun to drive? Imagine telling someone that 10 years ago. They would have looked at you like you were an idiot. I do want to try out launch control. I haven't done that yet, so we're going to figure that out together here. Ah, yes. Lane keep assist doing its job there, letting me know that I was out of a lane there for a second. I was avoiding a pothole, but it was nice of it to let me know anyways. Really aggressive downshift there. Speaking of aggressive, look at the wipers. They're going ham. The rain has let up. Auto wipers, you don't have to be as aggressive as you're being. Okay, anyways. I would assume we have to be back into drive here, and we probably have to turn traction off. Let's see. Okay, so that'll probably give us launch control. Let's see. I don't think that was launch control. I do not think that was launch control. Maybe traction on. Okay, let's try with traction on. Sport automatic. See if it'll do it then. Maybe that's just launch control and it doesn't tell you? Oh! Yeah, that's pretty quick. Feels like about 4 seconds to 60. I think the figure that Kia has given is like 4.5, but it definitely feels faster than that. My butt dyno is telling me it's faster. Yeah, this thing's really quick. Speaking of my butt, it's on fire. Seats get pretty hot. Alright, back into comfort mode here. Where this thing's really just comfortable. That's what I like about sports sedans like this, that don't try too hard to be sporty when they're in their comfort settings. You know, you get into a BMW M3, and no matter what, it's hard, it's violent, and it's really just not nice to drive an M3 if you're not like on a track or, you know, trying to be violent on the road. Excuse this fan that's going to be loud for a second. Or not. But this car is nice because you can drive it normally, and it's a Kia, so you've got all the nice driver aids and things like that. You've got steering assist, lane keep assist, 360 camera, you know, all that good stuff. You can drive it as just a normal car, but then you put it in sport mode, it makes it a little bit louder, it squeezes you with the bolsters, sharpens things up quite a bit, and it's really a treat to drive this car. I mean, it really is. I'm not the biggest fan of V6s, just in general, but this one doesn't sound too bad. It doesn't really sound like every other V6 to me, like the 350Z trumpet sound. This one doesn't really sound like that to me. A little more unique sound from this 3.3 liter. Similar to what you find in the Genesis G70, if not the same engine. Here we go, steering assist. Get it around this corner because it's a little bit confusing for these systems, since the middle line doesn't pop up till, where is it? There it is. Alright, so that should be steering us. Yep, there you go. That is fully taken over, and being that it's a Kia, it's not going to yell at me for like quite a while. Still not yelling at me. The wipers are still going crazy. Let's turn those off. All right, well, oh, there it is. There it is. Yells at me as I'm adjusting the wipers. Okay. I wish there was a line. You know, I might just put these on low. Let's just put them on low, and then they won't go crazy. Oh, and they're still going crazy. Oh, maybe because it's... Oh, that's why. It's my fault because the sensitivity was turned way up. Like a mid-grade sensitivity there. Okay. So then what about price? Well, this Kia Stinger GT2 starts at about $52,000. That's a pretty fair price when you consider things that it would somewhat compare to. BMW M340i, Audi S4, Mercedes C43 AMG. Although this is a little bit bigger than those cars, so I may go as far as to say BMW 540i, though you can't really get an M550i, and that's a little bit too much. Mercedes E53, Audi S6. Cars like that, which are going to run you a much higher price tag than this Kia Stinger. It also brings us back to the point of this Kia Stinger just not being mainstream. This is a car that you pull up with this anywhere, and someone that knows anything about cars is going to go, oh, okay, like that guy's kind of legit. That guy knows, that guy did some research before he just went out and bought a car. You don't stumble into a Kia dealership and buy a Stinger. That's not really how it works. You have to really know what you're looking for. You have to be an enthusiast to buy one of these Stingers, and that's what I like about this car, and that's what makes me really sad about the hopefully non-true rumor that they're getting rid of the Stinger. Because it is really a car for enthusiasts. Hyundai and Kia have really been trying the past few years to push that enthusiast agenda with this car, the Veloster N, the Elantra N, the Kona N, the Genesis G70. I mean, all of these cars that are tailoring to enthusiasts that a lot of companies really don't make anymore. And to see one of them getting taken away, it is sad. I hope they leave the others, like the Genesises and the N products. This is a really good car. I'm not blown away by it. I do like driving it. It's a nice place to be in here. It could benefit, I think, from an inline six. That might give it a little bit more character. It does have character, you know, in the way that it's unique and it's still an enthusiast car. But I would definitely prefer an inline six in this car. The V6 isn't bad. It's got plenty of power. But inline sixes just have more character. There's also a rattle in the back. And the Topher told me that every Stinger he's ever driven has had a rattle back in the rear hatch area. And can confirm, yes, this one also has a rattle. It's not too bad. I don't know if you guys can even hear it. Just then when I went over those bumps. If you're listening to music, you can't hear it. In fact, the first day I was driving this car, I didn't even hear it. And it was until I turned the music off, then I heard the rattle in the back. I wonder why they haven't fixed that if they've known about it since 2018. It's a little bit strange. I figure by 2020, when they facelifted this car, that they would have fixed an issue like that, but I guess not. I really love the way the steering wheel feels in my hands. I'm such a sucker for a good steering wheel. It's really something that's very important that manufacturers should be investing more money into. It's something that you're touching all the time. You've got to look at it all the time. It should be the nicest part of the car, and I'm happy to report in this Kia, it's very nice. Perforated leather on the side, flat bottom, good aluminum detail down here. Aluminum detail. Flat bottom steering wheels just look so cool. So final thoughts on the Kia Stinger. It's a really cool car. I think that's the way that I would describe it. It's just a cool car. It's not the most exciting thing I've ever driven. It's not the worst thing I've ever driven, obviously. I really like driving this car. Could it be a little more special in the driving department? Yes. It's very special for what it is, just in its segment, being a Kia sports sedan hatchback with almost 400 horsepower. It's a really cool idea, and I love that Kia made this car, and I love that they continue to make it. I will be sad if we lose it next year, but I hope that if we do lose it, it gets replaced with something that's even cooler. Though judging the other vehicles in the market right now, it'll probably go away and we won't get anything. So my conclusion on this car is really just that I'm sad about the current car market and that we're losing cars like this, but so is every other enthusiast, so I know that I'm not alone in that respect. All right, guys, well, there you go. Little drive here on this 2022 Kia Stinger GT2. Now, if all of you watching this went and bought a Kia Stinger, maybe they wouldn't stop making it. So that's my homework assignment for you. Go buy a Kia Stinger, and we'll be able to keep it around. I don't know if you can see that really cool exit animation there on the heads-up display. Really, really proper looking thing. I mean, they nailed the styling. Design elements in the hood work for me. And the big exhaust tips. Phenomenal, phenomenal. I think the back is the best angle of this car. I love the new Stinger writing there. I love the quad exhaust tips. It's such a cool look. All right, guys, that has been the drive today of the Kia Stinger GT2. I hope you've enjoyed. As always, this has been Christopher Brower with Daily Motor, and as always, again, drive on.